to our pre-match press conference to preview our game against Crystal Palace. We'll start off with Vinny and Sky.
David, first of all, can we get an update on Jarrod Branthwaite and Merlin Roll and where they're at?
Well, both the same, no change. None of them fit for the game, but both making progress, and well, but a lot we'll start to get them on the grass. We've not got them on the grass yet training, so that's where we're at.
No Dewsbury-Hall, obviously, this weekend. Any contact with the PGMOL over the 2 yellow cards that have taken him to the 5 yellow card threshold, which means he misses the game, particularly given the yellow card the other night possibly, or probably, didn't look like a foul at all?
Yeah, we have spoken to them, and I think they're accepting that both their yellow cards were wrong. It's amazing. It's a boy who, I think, if you look through his history, I think he might have had 6 bookings last year in total. I think the year before 5 bookings, and so he's never had these numbers at all. So the last two decisions are terrible, really are. More for the boy. I mean, we're going to miss him greatly, but more for the boy as well, because he's back playing regular now and enjoying his football.
How do you feel when you get an admission like that from the PGMOL? Particularly, I'm thinking in that instance with Keane the other night. It seems that he's won the ball fairly. Not only then there's an attacking situation gone for you, but you've also lost a player for this game.
Look, the discussions we have with them, we want to keep them private because we want to be able. But you asked me the question: had we sort of correspondence on them? And we have. Yeah, we spoke with them, and I said the acceptance is that they believe that the 2 yellow cards were wrong decisions.
No Jack Grealish in the England squad, despite the form that he's shown for you. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm glad I don't pick the England team, because England teams they've got a great group of players to choose from, really top players all around the country playing. Jack's one of them. Jack's in really good form, and but again, don't pick the England team, and I'm glad I don't.
Is it almost a good thing for you though, in so much as it prolongs that motivation that he really wants to get back?
Yeah, well, look, I think he's showing the levels that he can get to, and I think that we're hoping that he continues that, builds on it, makes us better with adding more assists and more goals. That's what we hope for.
Palace are obviously on a 90-game unbeaten run. They've only been beaten twice. That's by Newcastle and by Manchester City since you beat them down there in February of last season. What makes them so difficult?
Well, they are. They've got their own style of play. The manager's done a great job. I think they've got some incredibly talented players. Good recruitment over the years from Dougie Freedman and the people who worked inside Crystal Palace. So I think that they deserve a lot of credit. I think building a team is really important, and I like the people who try to build teams, and obviously they've not done it with huge resources, Crystal Palace. It sometimes can take a bit of time. Sometimes you can have a few bumps in the road. I think they did. I think they didn't win any games at the start of last season, possibly. So it just shows you, stick with your manager, keep with him, believe in what he's doing, and look, you can look how well they're doing. The manager's had good history in Europe. He's got them back in Europe again now, and I think they'll be in with a good chance of winning the Conference League as well.
Mateta is one player that seems to have had a big part in what they've done as well. He also falls into the category of strikers who've taken a bit of time to get up to those kind of levels as well. I'm just thinking, we probably saw against Brighton with the goals that you scored there, the importance of the link-up play from your main striker. I just wonder what challenge then that Tierno and Beto are facing to produce more of that across 90 minutes, so they become that real focal point of your attack and give you that platform.
Well, still getting used to it. Beto done brilliantly well for us from January onwards last year. He was as good as any striker in the league at the time. Scored goals, helped make goals. So he done incredibly well. Barry's a new young striker coming to the Premier League. I can talk about many young strikers who come, take time to settle in. If you're going to expect something from them immediately, well, you're wrong to expect that. I think it can happen, but I still think that you have to give them time to settle. We'll try and do that with Barry.
How do you do that day to day with them as well in the work that you do with them?
Well, we give them loads of encouragement, but we're also trying to sort of nurture them through and give them the right ideas. I think in my first period here as a manager, I think we brought in quite a lot of players. Most of them were in the Championship. Most of them had to wait about 6 months before they get into the team. I'm not saying we're quite in the same era or the same time, but those boys had to wait their time. That could have been Phil Jagielka, Leighton Baines. You can go on and name how many of them you like, who had to take a bit of time to settle in. So I'm not in a great hurry for them to be playing all the time. and if he takes a little bit of time to settle in, so be it.
You've obviously given yourselves a platform at the start that you've had to the season. So what would you have said if you'd been offered the top 10 spot going into the second international break?
Well, I'd have taken that. If you think, I think you need to probably think back to probably where we were this time last year, in the way we were, how we were going to be as a football club, and so I think we've had a positive start. I think we could have taken more points. I really do. I think if there was a disappointment from it, is that we've not taken more. I think that would be the message, and I'm sure that's the message in the dressing room, and that's the way they feel as well. They know it as well. We probably could have taken more. So that's a challenge to keep it up. If you gave me this position at the end of the season, I'd be absolutely delighted, because it would be a huge improvement on where we've been. But we're actually striving for more and hoping that we can get more.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Thanks, Finney. We'll go to Simon at Premier League Productions.
Hello again.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. This, if it starts, of course, will be Jordan Pickford's 300th Premier League appearance.
It will be,
for
yes.
Everton. He's still as bonkers and crazy, but in
Absolutely.
football as he was
Yeah.
back on game number 1 as well. What sort of example is he for the rest of the team here?
Well, the bonkers bit, I don't know if that's a good example, but I think that all round he's a really good goalkeeper. He always was, very good shot stopper and great kicker of the ball. Has improved as well. I can see him as well. He's grown with maturity as well. I think being involved with England more regular in the level of the players, and what you hope that your players, when they go in that environment, they pick up from the best, from Harry Kane, Declan Rice. All the top people he's played with and all the senior professionals. You hope that he brings that back and brings it back into the dressing room.
And as much as we know, he's got that giddy element to him as well. He sets his own bar very high, doesn't he, in terms of his professionalism?
He does. Yeah, he does. He's got that bit about him, but behind the scenes, he's a really serious goalkeeper who works hard at his work, prepares himself the best he can, and look, he's done really well for Everton. I know that, and he's certainly someone who I believe has done really well for England as well over the years. So he's an experienced goalkeeper, and long may that continue, and he keeps doing well. And
just find out how long can he keep continuing? He's still, he seems to me like he's still a young lad. He probably is.
Yeah, he is. He acts as a really young lad, which is good. But he's also an experienced player who's got the knowledge and been in a lot of the big occasions. So he's made some great saves for us at different times, and I think more his experience, especially last season, I thought when I came in, him, Tarky, Jared were really important to us, making sure that we were a Premier League club.
Thank you. Thanks, Simon. We'll go to Julia at Radio Merseyside.
Hi, Julie.
Just on that, Michael Keane on the score sheet again on Monday night, and he's been putting in some really good performances. I know he'd said in the summer he didn't sign up to make the numbers up, but he was ready to fight for that. And you were saying you had Jared, Tarky and Pickford were your three at the back. But has he given you more of a decision when Jared comes back?
He has, but I think that at the end of last season, I think he played against Newcastle, he played against Fulham. I think we won both the games away from home. He certainly scored in the Fulham game. I think he's played really well. I think he's an experienced centre half who, having one of them, and I'm going to put the word maybe we saw him as cover for the others, but he showed that when he stepped in, he's warranted his place. He's played really well. Got me a really good goal in midweek. Everybody keeps talking about his ability to score, and he has got an ability to score. He's one of the centre half group who I think can do that and score goals, and he's done that in a short time for me. So really pleased for him, and I hope he keeps his form up.
The England manager, when he has announced his squad, said he felt Jack Grealish is almost back to his best and the player that everyone knows he can be. What more do you feel Jack has to do here to get to that level then?
I agree with some of that. I think there's still room for Jack to continue to improve. I think we want more assists from him. We want goals from him as well. I mean, he started very well. I think he's probably got the best assists still in the country at the moment. But I think we're driving him on, trying to get more from him. I think the more he plays and the more he gets used to us as well. And got to remember, he's only really here a couple of months, but he started really well. And look, I don't know if if he's going to be out of England, then he'll focus on hopefully having the best career he possibly can now. But I still think he's ambitions to get back in the England team. And if he scores some goals and he keeps up the assists, then he'll not be far away, because I I think players who score and create goals, I think are so important, and England will need it because they'll be needing people who are creative in the final third.
Going into this round of games, you have made the lowest number of substitutes so far in the league,
Right.
17. The top is Wolves with 30. I'm just wondering, do you feel you've got enough on your bench to change things, or has that always been the plan going into games to make fewer changes?
It's funny, if you'd said that, I'd have thought, I always look at Pep, and Pep always made his substitutions very late in games. I didn't think he was someone who made subs very early, and I always looked at him as a little bit of someone who has probably got the idea. There's a big change in football at the moment, you make subs, fresh legs, accept all that, absolutely, but there is other ways to go about it as well. But no, I've not really, I felt we've got a much stronger squad and bench than we've had for a long time, and we are able to make changes if we need be, but sometimes if there's no need to make the changes, well, you just don't do it for change's sake.
Illiman has been speaking this week about his sort of role on the right, and we were used to seeing him on the left-hand side, and he said himself he feels his numbers need to increase much more than they have been. Do you feel it takes him time, even though it's a similar situation, but he's on the right-hand side? Will it take a bit more time for him to get into that role?
It will take him a bit of time, and we might change him over at different times. We might put him back to the left when we think it's the right moment, or if different things change, we can play him as a number 10 as well. We can do that role as well. So we can think about how we play Ellie at different times. But the one thing he has done is he continues to perform really well, Ellie. He gets goals for us as well, which is something which we're trying to keep up. So let's hope he keeps his form up. He's doing very well on the right as well as the left. He's played really well and impressed me in both positions.
Thanks, Julie. Any further questions in the open section? No? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.